Some guys sell bulls. We do a whole lot more than selling bulls. This is kind of our bread and butter that makes us different. So when people were leaving slats 30 years ago, we went back to slats because we wanted to use that manure value for its full extent. And that's what the slat barn looks like inside. So we have bull customers' calves on the right, bull customers' calves on the left. We tag every one of them so we know who's getting better. We collect carcass data on every single one of these calves. So every one of these calves we sell on a value-based grid. So if they do better than average, we get paid better than average. This is what it's coming to, guys. What we want to do to really maximize you as a corn farmer, you want to walk the corn to town, which means you want to feed it into a livestock animal. It consumes it, and you upgrade that corn, sell it as a live animal. So our goal here is to walk all of our corn to town. What makes this thing work really well is underneath all those animals is 4 million gallons of manure. So we'll take those and we go around all the cornfields around us, adding value to the soil. Those people who believe that inorganic fertilizer is of the same value as natural fertilizer have never used enough natural fertilizer. So if you actually put on real manure, real organic fertilizer, the boost you get, we think, is somewhere between 5 and 10% boost. And it allows you to do what typically you can't do, and that is with liquid manure, we can go corn on corn. That's my house, by the way. And the reason I circled my house, you always want an operator close to the feedlot, because from a good housekeeping standpoint, you do a better job of managing it. Look at our feed pads. I want you to see this. We do not want to waste anything when it comes to feed. Not only is that feed on concrete, but it's in a bag as well. We want 0% spoilage. So the 3 ingredients we feed largely are corn silage, earlage, that's where you harvest the ear with the corn husk, and the wet cake is a product we get from the distiller's plant from what they get when they process their corn into fuel, just a little bit of hay. We're going to mix these ingredients up. How important is the mixing component? Extremely important. You want your mixer guy to be on his top game. Flips it right in there. Each ration by groups of animals gets exactly what we want them to get. The timing is we want it mixed exactly the same amount of minutes so that the length of cut is exactly where we want it to be. They're just going to come in and they'll feed batch after batch. So one of my nephews basically is in charge of reading the bunks, coming back, mixing that up. I got another brother who's the nutrition guy, and he makes sure each ration is exactly where it's supposed to be. Come on in, and we're going to feed the animals. We feed in exactly the same order, at exactly the same time each day. You want to have consistency when you feed animals. Other real important thing is on these animals, this is a job that's so important when we work with all of you, and that's where the relationship comes in. Health is everything. That's Brother Frank. He walks through every single pen of cattle, and he'll check them, finds a sick one, he can treat it right on the very spot. This is what it looks like. That's the density of what this barn looks like. Now you may say, boy, why wouldn't you want them to have a little more room? Actually, if you widen that up, what happens to injuries? They go up significantly. Processing area, again, it's another circle tube. Only I don't know if you can tell, but this one's a lot more condensed. Now here's the one exception we have to walking corn to town. What we want to do from a corn producer is we want to sell the easiest feed to feed and buy back the hardest feed to feed. Why do we want to do that? Because the price is a lot cheaper. If you're feeding corn, anybody can feed corn. So it's the highest value item because it's so easy and convenient. So what we do is we will contract with the ethanol plant for the corn to go one way, and what do you think that truck brings back the other way? Wet cake. So we got a backhaul for our corn going 30 miles to the ethanol plant. So that's our truck with Tom heading out, going to sell the corn and put it back.